Hi everyone, Karen here. Today we're going to be making a gatefold Christmas card. Now this is one that I've made in the past, and you open it up and it's the same as on the inside. It says, "May joy and happiness snow on you," because it's all snowflakes. And this was heat embossed, and then there's some gems on the outside. A bonus Craft Roulette came up, and on it was gatefold, monochromatic snowflakes, and alcohol markers. So this one was pretty close. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that one, and I will use it as one of my Christmas cards. So let me get my camera turned around and we will get started. All right, for today's card, we're going to use the Pink and Main Snow Days set. This was a kit when I bought it, and I looked on the website today, and they still have this as a kit because it came with the embossing folder, the stamps. It came with the dies for the stamps, and then there was a paper pad, a stencil that had mittens on it, and also some gems and things like that they always put in there. So if this interests you, go look, because they still have this available. So my original was 5x7. So if you haven't made a gatefold card before, for a 5x7, you're going to make a piece of paper. I'll put it this way so it hangs over. 7x10, and you're going to score it at 2.5 and 7.5, and then it folds over, and then you can decorate it as you want. So these panels were 2.25. Since it was 2.5, I brought it down 1/4 of an inch to 2.25, and then I ran it through an embossing folder. So I'm going to do the same thing today, and then I put the center square at an angle to make it a diamond. So I'm going to do the same thing today, but today's card is going to be 6x6. So all right, so to make a card that is 6 inches by 6 inches, we're going to need a piece of paper that is 12 inches across, 6 inches down, and we're going to score at 3 and at 9. Then we're going to fold these in like this. Let me get this out of the way. Now, on my original, I had a border all the way around. This time, I only want a border on the outside, and I'm going to bring this embossing folder all the way to the center. And the embossing folder I used was this one here. This is from Pink and Main, and it's part of the Snow Days set. And I cut this after I embossed it. So I took my 5 3/4 piece of paper, square, and ran it through here, and then cut it in half at 2 7/8. And that will give you 2 pieces that are the same. So we're going to glue these on here. Make sure I have them in the right direction. Yep, because that matches up. All right, so we'll glue this one on first. We will line this up even on the 3 sides because I want it flush with the front. This just will give it a different look. Now we're going to make sure I am putting this on the right side. Yep, this way. I want my pattern will be continuous this way. So we'll match that up so the pattern all matches. And that will make it match at the top and the bottom. Make sure it's flush here. Close it again, make sure we're all good. All right, press down. There we go. Now our pattern is all the same here. So now we're going to do our panel on the inside. So we're going to bring in the stamp set. Let me close this. So let me bring in the stamping platform, and we are going to heat emboss the center square, which we're going to put on an angle to make it look like a diamond. So we're going to line it up with the line I have here. This is my anti-static powder. Now we're going to take the Warm Winter Wishes, put that in the middle. We're going to take the Snowflake, put it on the bottom. And I have these 3 little snowflakes, which I will put one here. I think the little one on the top. And we'll put this one over here. All right, then we'll take this, lay this down, pick these up. We will take Faded Jeans Distressed Oxides. There we go. Now the snowflake looks good. Close this up, put this over here, grab this, grab my scratch paper, I'm going to use clear embossing powder. This goes back in the bottle. Let me grab my tweezers and my heat gun. All right, let that cool for a moment. All right, let's see. That looks good. So now this will get glued onto here. It's going to be on an angle. Let's make sure this is all good. All right. This will get glued on here. This will get lined up here. But the parameters for that inspiration card said alcohol markers. So I have a BO2, which is a very light blue. So I'm going to draw on here. Let's see, what do I want to do? I am just going to draw little squiggles. In the corners. There. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe I'll put a dot. Put a dot there. Now in the center of these snowflakes, I want to put some gems. So I have some clear gems. All right, so I'm going to put a gem in the center of the big snowflake. One here, one here, one here. And maybe somewhere else. We'll see. All right, so this needs a little one. And this needs a little one. This needs a little one. That one's upside down now. This one just does not want to go on. And I think we can put a medium-sized one. It might be too big. Let's see. That will be all right. Medium-sized one there. All right, now let's glue this together. This will go in the center. Let's see, and I don't think I said earlier how I cut these. So the small one here is 3 inches across, and the big square is 3.5 inches across. And it will all be written in the description, but I don't think I actually said what size it was. So let's get all this out of our way. Now we're only going to put glue down half of it, and I want it to stick to this side, so I need to put glue on this side. So after all this, you don't want it upside down. All right, I'm going to flip this over so I don't get glue on it. And this is going to get lined up point to point. All right, in the edge. Centered. And that will be here. All right. Warm winter wishes with all the snowflakes. So on the inside, I'm just going to stamp it with a Christmas sentiment. Let's see, and this is a nice big space, so I think I can use May Blessings Be Yours this Christmas and always. So let me grab my stamping platform. One. Let's see, where's the top? So let's see, what color? So I think I'm going to stamp it with white. Let me get these down out of my way. It's being a little puffy there. And I'm just going to let this middle part dry. I'm not going to heat emboss it. I just think the white will show up better. And if I'm wrong, I will glue a panel over. And this pigment ink is Gina K's white pigment ink. It's a nice juicy ink pad. There we go. All right, I hit it with my heat gun, so it should be dry, but I'm still going to let it sit there for a minute. Let me put all this away. All right, so there's our card. All right, let me get the camera turned around. All right, so let's review what we did today. I had this card that I had done beforehand. This was a 5x7. So if you're going to make a 5x7 gatefold, you need a 10x7, and you're going to score it 2.5 and 7.5 if you wanted to make it 5x7. But for the 6x6 we made today, you need a 12x6 piece of paper, and you're going to score it 3 and 9. And then that is the embossing folder, Snow Days from Pink and Main. And then the inside square was 3 inches and the outside square was 3.5. So I hope you liked it. Give it a try. I'll put both dimensions on the information on my website. And if you want to see the other Christmas cards, go ahead and subscribe and you'll get a notification. And until next time, stay crafty.